All right, welcome, sir. Sir, a lot of people are beginning to think critically that it's as if the federal government foresee the autobiography of the book Gowon wrote, which a lot of people have said Gowon lied about Ojukwu. And now they are saying the federal government saw that, and that was why Bianca Ojukwu was appointed to serve in the Nigerian government so that she can be silent when that book is written. Because in the book, a lot of people are saying Gowon has lied against Ojukwu in so many ways. What do you think about this?
A lot of people may not want to come to the table or understanding that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is anti-Igbo, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is anti-Biafra, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is working with the caliphates, irrespective of how you see it. And I can tell you that very clearly, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu was part of the process that brought Abacha. His relationship with the Chagoris shows very clearly that Bola Ahmed Tinubu worked against Abiola, was against the Igbo people, worked against the reality, allied with the Fulani North to sabotage Abiola as at that time. And it was from there he was able to align with the Chagoris, which Abacha used as at that time to loot the resources of Nigeria, who is being seen as being prominently sharing the wealth of Lagos with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Yes. And I can tell you that all these scripts that are playing out on daily basis, why nnamdikanu is in Sokoto prison, Simon Ekpa is being under serious attack in Finland. There is massive clampdown, systematic clampdown on prominent Igbo sons and daughters from the eastern Nigeria. And if you look at it, this is 60 years after Nigeria-Biafra war. Gowon, on May 30th, which is supposed to be the Biafran month, the Biafran day, the day we stood to remember over 6 million Biafrans that defended the people in that unfortunate Muslim-Christian war that took place in Nigeria in 1967. Gowon chose the month of May. And before he chose this very particular month, which is being seen as a very significant month in the life of over 85 million Biafrans all over the world, he paid a courtesy visit to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And after that courtesy visit, or thereafter, the plan was reactivated. Bianca Ojukwu was now made a substantial foreign minister. And the question in the mouth of millions of Igbos, Biafrans all over the world is, why is Bianca silent? Why the betrayal? We know Bianca as, Miss whatever they call her as a data, but we know that to an extent, he aligned with the legacies of the struggle. At what point did he join the likes of Omahi who had made mockery. I want you to listen to watch this video and possibly listen to the reaction coming from the Arise journalist Hussaini, who took Umahi to the cleaners for calling Bola Ahmed Tinubu Messiah of Biafra, or this the Biafra you are just saying. And no Igbo leader have come, the Ohanese. I'm not talking about the Ohanese that's already backing Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm talking about the one that is being recognized by the Igbo people, led by Senator Azunta Mbanta.
Tinubu is the Biafra we have been looking for. Yeah! A man who has integrated the entire Southeast. Yes, sir. A man who has given us juicy appointments. Yes, sir. A man who has given us very important infrastructure. That is true. Bola on your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand.
Please, with due respect, Mr. Mayi can support Tinubu any way he wants to support. But I think it's a stretch on the over 3 million people that died, the children that were kwashokored, the people that were pained, the 10,000 people that were dying of famine on a daily basis, to now say President Tinubu is the Biafra they are looking for.
No, he says he's the Messiah of Biafra.
He's the Messiah of Biafra, whatever I say.
Inclusion, development,
no, Dr.
progress,
Dr.
development.
He should have just kept Biafra out of it. He can hype Tinubu all he wants. But Biafra is a sore point for Igbo people. I have friends that were child soldiers during the war. Please, let's not go there. It's a sorry part. A lot of them are still angry with General Gowon and what he wrote in the book. And the book he recently released.
Most of those people have not read the book.
No, they have read the book.
Where did they get a copy?
No, they have read the book. And a lot of them are still feeling very hard done. And these are witnesses to history. It didn't happen behind them. I'm saying child soldiers. People that went through the pain. And
like
I think
Mr.
it is very sad. No, I'm not talking about Sonny Roche. So you don't even know
was a child soldier.
No, so you don't even know who I was talking about. So that was somebody else. It's not even Sonny Roche. So I think it is very despicable and sad for us just to mitigate the plight of Biafra and what happened there. And you see, Hoji, we have never taken our time to review what happened in Biafra. Atonement for Biafra is just more than no victor, no vanquish. It is deeper than that. Atonement is not in political rhetorics and political positions here and there. No. Just after the war, we had the top political parties ceding their vice presidential position to somebody from the southeast. We all know how Alex Ekweme, prominent architect, became the vice president of Nigeria. But that's not atonement. Atonement is a full sense of belonging. And that's why a lot of people are agitating and say, an Igbo presidency might just be a step in the way. So it's a deeper conversation, and let's not mitigate it on the bounds of politics. You can hype Tinubu, you can say he's your God Almighty, you can lick his foot, you can do anything. But when you start to mention Biafra in that way, it loses me, please.
But a lot of people are saying what Dave Umahi meant was just to say that Tinubu is Biafra in the sense that he's bringing the development that the eastern region.
There's not talking about that. The recent seaport that was believed to have been proposed, no one came from the eastern Nigeria or the southeast, as they may unfortunately for them call it. No one. Honorable Ahmed Tinubu. In Ogun State alone, Ogun State have more than 5-7 ministers. How many ministers did you give the entire eastern Nigeria? I said these governors, and most of them you see, the likes of Ojukwu, Carlo, David Umahi, are just clear psychopaths. These are, agents that have been planted to disrupt, and continue to, spearhead the political Islamic agenda in the southeastern part of the country, which the present government that brought Bola Ahmed Tinubu brought in security in Nigeria, invited into the same APC. So I want you to understand that, Bianca Ojukwu, who has been silent after that unfortunate reopening of what happened, Gowon went with a viral lies against Ojukwu. Remember, forgetting that most of these things he is saying today, Gowon, has already been documented and interpreted, and series of interviews has been granted by the late Ojukwu. But the issue is, with Bianca now sacrifice the Ikemba one of Newi, the Biafran warlord, to please a caliphate government. In a normal sense, she should have behaved like the Dora Akuyili that we used to know. And if possible, resign and give this, because you valued the legacies of Odumegwu Ojukwu today, which is being celebrated all over the world. Without the Igbos in Nigeria, the Islamic Caliphate would have captured every nook and cranny. Bianca chose to be quiet while Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Gowon continue to rubbish. The only thing that we cherish, that gives us hope, that gives us religion, that defines a moment for everyone. For them to have, for Gowon to have packaged that unfortunate thing, we saw what is happening within the international community, the Igbos in diaspora. A lot of people are asking, how is it means that it is an orchestrated plan, and that was why they picked Bianca Ojukwu to, spit on her face and the face of the husband with political appointment. And now you can see that after going against using him to go against nnamdikanu, using the same woman to go against pro-Biafra agitators, they have now come to the center table and now disgrace the man that defended her generation, defended her own father, who gave birth, whom Ojukwu fathered, to children whom Ojukwu fathered, have not been able to come out and call Gowon to order and tell him that you are nothing but what Ojukwu called you. You are a bandit. Ojukwu called Gowon bandit. So you're a bandit. And you can see the origin of banditry in Nigeria is still being linked to Caliphate and Gowon. And that is why Gowon has not able to come out to say a lot of things that is happening in the Middle Belt. Thank God that that book has been rejected by the international community. And also, we are definitely going to watch and see how a Yoruba man is going to unveil the documentary titled Surviving Biafra, or Biafra Surviving, on BBC. I do not know why BBC should choose a Yoruba man to run a documentary of a people who have been sovereign for years. As in, there was a country according to Chinua Achebe. That's what I want you to understand. There's no how we can continue to coexist with Nigeria, and Nigeria can never be won. It's a clear-cut plan. I can tell you that deep inside Bola Ahmed Tinubu is an extremist, and that is why he is using those Igbo unfortunate brain politicians to rub their head on the ground and punish them for the consequences of which, knowingly or unknowingly, they are part of. It's unfortunate that Bianca did not see very clearly the ambush they laid against her and the legacies of Odumegwu Ojukwu. Today, Bianca has become silent, irrelevant, and have danced against the way of what Ojukwu stood for.
All right, so a lot of people are saying, with all of this indication, do you actually still see May 30 holding for Biafrans, still marking that day, because we are closer to the day already? And do you actually still think Biafrans will go ahead to mark that day, you know, with all of this that is happening now?
It's already been immortalized in Israeli government. Israeli government are the first people that are saying that they are going to celebrate the May 30th Biafran Day in Israel. We are the Knesset Parliament are definitely going to meet. Whatever that is going to be the resolution that is going to come from there. And surprisingly, to Sokoto Declaration is also coming up. Led by Mike Arnold, and we are going to have international symposiums in 51 countries of the world. Where Biafra, the IPOB members will also do their thing, normally as continue to show solidarity to the quest for the strong Biafran struggle. Already, there's also a 100-man committee set up by my Mercy Nnamdikanu, and the message is very clear. Anybody that is coming online, either by omission or commission, broadcasting what or carrying out an unfortunate mission against this struggle, against Mercy Nnamdikanu, should also remember that, one good turn deserves another. As far as we are concerned, the entire 85 million Igbos all over the world, we are loyal. Our loyalty is to the struggle, and the symbol of that struggle is Mercy Nnamdikanu. Mercy Nnamdikanu have never renounced Biafra, and any other side attractions is no longer needed. We are not interested. If you like, come online and do anything you want to do. Our eyes and our focus and our brain is focused on the man who changed the narrative, the master changer himself. I'm talking about the supreme leader who has attracted a global, support and dimension to the Biafran struggle till today. Mercy Nnamdikanu is a phenomenon and is being respected all over the world as I speak to you today, because he has become a reference point to the Yorubas, to the Hausas, and of course to every lovers of freedom all over the world. So it's unfortunate that Bianca has fallen into a Fulani trap, giving Ojukwu in that direction. But definitely, the world have seen the position of Bianca in that direction.